Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week 3 of business research module. The module code is BMM 5582. And the topic for today is critically reviewing the literature. In this session, we will cover the meaning of how to critically review the literature, and how to plan a literature search strategy, the process of systematic review, and how to draft a literature review. So, research. So when we discussed about research, we said that research is a systematic investigation. It means that it has to follow a system, and normally systems have some steps. Literature review is a systematic researching the existing literature related to your research question. So when we are now, we don't need to just go and see, type or whatever the topic is and start searching about it. No, literature review is a systematic research. You need to have a proper system in order to do this. As said by Isaac Newton in 1676, if I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. This is the best depiction of how what literature review is and how it works. Why we do a literature review? To see the scholarly rationale. Is our project feasible? Has anyone done it before or not? Then is it relevant? Where does our research fit in the criteria? Is there a gap? Which gap we are bridging? Then identifying research that needs to be done. We need to see that which research needs to be done, and establish a research hypothesis. These are the reasons that we do literature review. What literature review? There are some misconceptions related to literature review, that what it is and what is not. Literature review is not a summary of recent publications, and it is not a chronological review of what you are doing. It is actually a revision of academic literature, which is significant for your research. Okay, a review of relevant previous research and trends that have emerged in recently in that topic. Then the critical evaluation of more than one source. Beware, it is not a descriptive list or summaries of all the books, or an exhaustive bibliography on everything ever written on the topic. You need to make a decision about what to include. So if the topic is related to flexible working, you are not going to write everything about it. No. You need to see which topic is relevant to you, to your topic, specific topic. The aim of literature review is that your research question, so you can develop your research question and your contribution to the knowledge. So you know that, okay, this person has said this person has said this, or in literature review, in literature at the moment, these are the things that have been identified, and this is my addition to the literature. As you can see, literature review process, it starts from research questions and objectives, and it ends up in written and critical review. See, define parameters, generate terms. If generate terms are not, conduct research, obtain literature record. Then again, conduct research, obtain literature record until you generate search terms, but then until you reach towards the drafting of the star draft. Then revise search parameters, then update your research record, update and revise and record until you reach towards the critical review of the literature. Then again, how do you do that? Define. If it is related to high performance work systems, first define the terminology, describe the background, who proposed this word high performance work systems, how do they work, Highlight what have been previously done, who has done research on high performance work systems, and then discover explicit recommendations for further research. You can see that, okay, this in higher education, maybe in UK there is not much research done in a high performance work system, so you are going to do your research on that topic. Moving on towards top marks in assignments are associated with criticality. So you need to be critical. Look at the positive, but do not forget to look what other research is saying. If that research is not giving you your results of your choice, what else, what others are saying? Is there anything which is contradicting with the research or not? So you need to see that as well. You need to be more skeptical about it. You need to see more relevant to the literature in order to justify your disagreement if you are disagreeing with the with any statement. Literature review structure. Um, Literature review, the best way of literature review is to put your research into different themes. So, for example, theme one, theme two, theme three, theme four. So, in theme one, if it is this Dickinson, that what this person has said about it. Then, if it's Gers, Brain, and Murray, so you can see compare and contrast authors, which is very important. If you're going to compare and contrast, what will happen? You will get that, okay, if there is addition, for example, if you are looking at Maslow's hierarchy of theory, then you will see that, okay, in Maslow's hierarchy of theory, what Maslow has said, what other authors have said. So it will create a criticality. What are the gaps in the literature? What is the gap in that theory, and what are the criticism on that? Main literature sources. Now, in main literature sources, you can either have referenced or peer reviewed journals, non referenced academic journals, you can have professional journals, or you can have trade or journal magazines. You can have books, ebooks, newspapers, conference proceedings, reports, theses. 5 questions to employ in critical reading. When you are doing critical reading, why I am reading this? Is the author trying to do what is author trying to do? What is the writer saying which is relevant? Why is it relevant to my topic? How convincing is what the author is saying? This is very important. Convincing means that what are the logics that the person is giving? For example, if a research is popular in um, or if the research is being done in UK, maybe it will be giving different results in Japan. So if the researcher has said because it is a different setting, if the culture is different, because of the difference in culture, the results are different, it is an acceptable argument and it is a convincing argument. Okay. What can what use I can make of the reading, how this is relevant to my research. Relevant or reliable material, there is a lot of discussion previously related to relevant and reliable material, which are relevant. Use Google Scholar, use your library, use your official library, LTU library. How to judge reliable material, scholarly books, journal, thesis, conference proceedings are reliable, and if you are getting these from proper research databases, then it is more authentic. How to take your research, how you are going to collect the data. Start from finding the data, reading it, checking it, and then collecting it. The process of writing a literature: first, search and review the literature, read and summarize the information, organize the literature by themes, as we discussed previously, writing the literature in an organized way. Now, this is a very, very interesting example that I always tell my students that if your two variables are mice and cheese, then how you are going to develop your literature? So first variable, mice. Okay. So in mice, you are going to write about history of mice and men, and then depictions of mice. In theme two, because our variable is a second variable is cheese. So what we are going to write about background of cheese and why might mice like cheese. And in the end, I would like to add one more thing, is that how mice are relevant to cheese and what are the differences. Are they do mice like cheese or do mice not like cheese? If they like it, why? If they don't like it, why? if authors, some of the authors have said that yes, they like mice like cheese, so you are going to take all that. If some of the authors are saying mice do not like cheese, take all that as well, and then compare and contrast. This would be a very, very good research. Stages of the literature review process: defining your research, identify information, develop your research, define your research, keep a record. So these 3, 4 are the different methodologies that different books have given us. So you can choose any of them you want. But remember, this is always literature review is always a systematic process. Deciding your topic, identifying the main characteristics, then identifying your information sources, books, journals, again, same thing. Develop your research strategy in which you need to see that synonyms, abbreviation, keywords. You have to develop keywords. For example, if you want to write about retention, then what are the other words for retention? So there are some keywords, for example, attrition or turnover. So these are all the things, or employees leaving. These are the key terms that can be used. Or for example, if it is related to human resource, you can also put people management or human resource management, personnel management, capital management. These can be the keywords for you. Key information when you are looking at the literature, you need to see that what are the main, who is the author, year of publication, title, main argument, what is the argument saying, case, findings, and then quotes with the page number. So these are the first-hand information that you have to do. Then come towards writing it. When you are writing it, find connection between different authors. So you need to see that, okay, if in people management, who has done the latest research? Maybe if you see Taylor, or you can see Taylor's book or any other author's book, so you can compare, and contrast them. Then group themes and literature together. So you are going to group themes and literature together as discussed previously. Remember, referencing is very important, and this is one of the criteria for you for your exam. Remember, at level 5, if you are not going to put references, or if your referencing skills are weak, you may fail the module. So if your references are absent at all, it is a clear fail. Okay. And if you have put references but they are not right, marks will be deducted. Okay. And one of the other reason is that if you are not going to put your references right, what is the consequence? It can turn into plagiarism. So in order to, what kind of plagiarism is? Quoting someone else's work without acknowledgement, cutting and pasting, copying and pasting from somewhere else without paraphrasing it and using it, paraphrasing someone else's work by altering a few words and writing it as your own, and collaborating with others unless expressed likely to do in for example, if it's not a group work and then you are working in that setting, then it also comes in plagiarism. Some more forms of plagiarism is inaccurately referencing. It can lead to changes in your failing to acknowledge assistance. Okay. Using materials such as professional essay writing services, which is also considered as contract cheating, or use of AI as well nowadays. Auto or self-plagiarizing. This is submitting work that you have already submitted. So if it's a self-plagiarism, then it is also a concern. So you may not fail it if you are able to justify it, but self-plagiarism is also not allowed. So that's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed the session. See you in the week 3 session.